Hey ladies and gents, so I wanted to do a quick little video to help you out with your Meiosis Digital Interactive. So when you click on the link, just like the mitosis one, it'll take you to my Google Classroom. Go ahead and click on that. And at this point, we need to download our copy. So File, Download, Microsoft PowerPoint. When that loads in the bottom corner of your screen, click on it. Okay, enable editing. So just like the one we did last week, you're going to go ahead and put your name on your work. The second slide is just instructions, which we shouldn't need. All right, and then we're going to get into what exactly is happening in meiosis. All right, now where mitosis, and it sounds like mitose, is the production of body cells, meiosis is the production of your sex cells. So in blank reproducing organisms, well, this is going to be either asexually, which means no sex, and by no sex I mean there's no egg and sperm combining DNA, okay? Or sexually reproducing organisms. So me is sexy, so it is sexually reproducing organisms. In meiosis, as we will see, you divide twice, whereas in mitosis, you only divide once. When you only divide once, like in mitosis, you make 2 daughter cells. But when you divide twice, you're going to make twice as many. So this will produce 4 daughter cells. They contain half the number of chromosomes as the parent cell. All right, in females, meiosis leads to what kind of cells? Hopefully you can figure that one out. And another kind of cell in males. Well, these sex cells combine during, well, you only got a couple options here. It's either fertilization or asexually, and only one of them makes sense. So finish that up on your own. All right, if we look at the next one, the body cells contain the full set of chromosomes from each parent. These blank chromosomes contain matching gene sequences. So these are chromosomes that are the same size, same shape, and same traits, right? So they are called homologous, because remember, homo means the same. Since body cells contain both sets from each parent, they are called blank. So when you have 2, is that going to be diploid or haploid? Remember what di stands for, all right? Di stands for 2. So blank or sex cells, so there's a word for sex cells, have only one set of chromosomes and are called blank. So you can finish that one up too. Now on this one, I want to do a couple examples for you to help you out. This is the number of chromosomes, and so we have your diploid cells, which are your body cells, and your haploid cells, which are your sperm or egg. So in humans, our normal number of chromosomes is 46. The haploid is 23. It's half that, right? If you divide 46 by 2, you get 23. This is because you have 23 in the egg and 23 in the sperm, and when they come together, you land up back at your 46, okay? So I'll do one more with you, and then you guys are going to do the rest. So for the fruit fly, they have 8 chromosomes in their body cells. Well, their haploid number would be half that, so it's going to be 4, all right? Because there'll be 4 in the sperm and 4 in the egg that will get us back to our 8, all right? So you should be able to finish the rest of those. On this next one, you're going to tell me what is haploid and what is diploid. I will tell you there are only 2 kinds of cells that are haploid, and they have to do with sex, right? Because it's sexual reproduction, the producing of sex cells, that is meiosis. Okay. In this diagram, I'm going to do it with you just like we did in mitosis. These little organelles right here are found in animal cells that help divide them down the center. They're called centrioles. And these stringy things that are growing out of the centrioles, those are your spindle fibers. Okay? And then we have, see how these guys are just starting to overlap? These guys are going to do crossing over, which is one of the ways we get genetic variation during sexual reproduction. And then these 2 chromosomes are the same size and the same shape. They are called homologous chromosomes. All right, they are the same. on this page, this is the first division of meiosis. And you might say, hey, there's way more than just PMAT in here. There is. Because right at the beginning of meiosis, something occurs, interphase. And you can tell it's interphase because you have a full nucleus, your DNA is still loose and stringy, and your spindles haven't really formed yet. All right, at this point, this should be prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, and cytokinesis. And so you do have to type the names up here. So this is interphase. All right, and if you just listen to me, you should be able to type the rest of these in. And then we have to figure out where these go. So if I say homologous chromosomes pair up to form tetrads, well, a tetrad is 4 chromatids. Well, they do this right at the beginning of meiosis 1, all right, right there. So then we got spindle fibers attached to the chromosomes. Well, you see them attaching right there. They haven't attached there yet, so that's occurring there. Okay, and the rest of these I'm going to let you figure out on your own. So now we have the second division. Don't forget to type in what's going on here. So there's no interphase anymore. So this is the first phase of meiosis 2. The second one, and then by the way, these should have the number 2 after them. Like this is metaphase 2, where the other one just has 1 after it. Okay, and then you're going to drag these where they go. So, for example, 4 unique daughter cells are produced. Well, that's right here at the end, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So finish that guy up. Then we go into crossing over. So during blank of meiosis, all right, so this is when crossing over is occurring, and this occurs right at the beginning of meiosis, so that is prophase 1. During prophase 1 of meiosis, blank chromosomes pair up. Well, what are these guys to each other? They're the same size, same shape, same traits. They are homologous. All right, homologous chromosomes pair up forming A. So there's another word for this because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 chromatids there actually. So that is called a tetrad when those homologous chromosomes come near each other. Crossing over occurs at this time as sections of blank chromatids. So this is another word for these guys. They are sister chromatids. That makes your chromosome when you have 2 chromatids. Are going to be exchanged. This exchange creates new combinations of alleles that result in genetic what? What makes sense there? Fill that one in. So this one was a little bit difficult looking at what was going on with crossing over. So the first thing is we have these 2 chromosomes here that are the same size, same shape, same traits. So in this case, these are going to be your homologous chromosomes. And here you'll notice they're also pointing over here. We'll get back to that. So these are your homologous chromosomes, which all together is called a tetrad. Okay? And then over here, you can see they're starting to switch stuff up at this point. These 2 are on 2 different chromosomes. They are non-sister chromatids, okay, because they come from 2 different ones. And then these 2 blue ones are from the same one, so they are called sister chromatids. And honestly, we really only use this term, sister chromatids. Nobody ever says that. And at this point, they've done crossing over, and so this is recombined DNA that gives us our variation, or recombinant chromatids. All right, so that's what's going on in that one. So back to crossing over, you're going to compare the chromosomes to the chromatids they become at the end. So basically this beginning part with the homologous chromosomes to what they become at the end. What is different here with crossing over? And you should look at the letters, the variety of letters that you get on the end here. And remember, and then tell me the importance of crossing over. So compare them first, and then the importance of crossing over. What does it give us that is a huge benefit? All right, over here we have mitosis versus meiosis, and there's some things that are going to go in both, and just mitosis and just meiosis. Like, for example, both of these are forms of cell division, okay? So you're going to drag these little statements as to where they go. Both of them start with a single parent cell, and then the rest, you can figure that out. Okay. Over here should be pretty easy comparing the processes. So when you go from a diploid cell to more diploid cells and they are identical to each other and you only make 2, versus when you start with a diploid cell and you make 4 that have half the number of chromosomes there. And this is a sperm and an egg coming together to make a body cell. So here's your 3 processes. Put those where they belong. All right, and then the last one, which type of reproduction produces offspring with more genetic variation? You're just going to take this circle and drag it as to whether you think it's asexual or sexual. Okay, and then explain using the terms mitosis and meiosis. If you don't have those terms in there, all right, that's not going to help. That's not going to give you your credit. Okay. So which reproduction produces offspring with more genetic variation? So think about what you just did on slides 11 and 12 as to how you get that genetic variation and which one does that and which one does not. Okay? So good luck, guys. Bye.